Streaming only on Peacock.
John Wayne Gacy killed 32.
Straight from the killer's mouth.
They want you to believe that I alone committed these murders.
The new gripping 6-part documentary series, John Wayne Gacy, Devil in Disguise. All episodes streaming now, only on Peacock.
I'm John Batchelor, and I welcome Joel Dumarsk. This is the story of British Columbia's success with cannabis, in particular Christina Lake Cannabis, a corporation that in the rolling hills of British Columbia is now 99 acres under cultivation. Why I'm very attracted to this story, producing THC and CBD oils, is because my late mother-in-law, before she passed away at 100, a full life from the 20th century, was extremely dependent upon, happy about, eased by in her anxiety with these products. I was not there to observe, but I was told. And so, given that I'm a senior citizen and many senior citizens are going to live into the fullness of life into the next century, all of this is critical for that narrow use of CBD oils and THC. Joel, congratulations. Your enterprise is growing very, very swiftly. I note that in the U.S., Christina Lake Cannabis is traded CLCFF. It is traded in Canada as CLC. And the website tells the story, ChristinaLakeCannabis.com. But we have the CEO here also to tell the story. Joel, a very good evening to you. Thank you for this. Your year has been eventful. We've come out of the pandemic. At this point, how would you measure the business demand for THC and CBD oils? Good evening to you.
Yeah, good evening, John. And got to say, I'm really excited to be back here with your audience and yourself. Our story continues to build and get more exciting. Tremendous opportunity for me to share it with you. In terms of the demand for THC oil, it continues to grow here in Canada, of course, down in your part of the world, in the U.S. Resurgence in the cannabis industry and growth in cannabis, and we're eagerly anticipating national legalization in the U.S., which I think will open up borders so that we can make our products and our oils and distillates available to your producers down there. So I anticipate that in the next couple of years, and I think that'll be a tremendous opportunity for our company. We've had an absolutely fabulous year. I think we started by giving a little bit of the background on who we are and what we are to your audience the last time we spoke several months ago, and just reacquaint you with where we are. We're up in British Columbia. We're in south central British Columbia. If you know where Spokane, Washington is, we're just direct above Spokane, Washington, and it's a very, very dry, temperate part of Canada. In fact, it's the driest area within Canada, and it's the area where traditionally THC cannabis has been grown, where what's known as British Columbia bud, which is famous around the world, has been grown for a long, long time, previously in the what we call the pre-legalization market, and now in the legal market. We're a legal producer under Health Canada regulations. We not only grow cannabis outdoors in a very, very natural environment, but we also have the ability to process it, as you've indicated, into oils and into THC molecules. So when we say process, think along the lines of what is done to turn various different things, whether it's, potatoes into vodka or various different alcohols, fermentation, and so on. It's a very similar process that we use to take the plant matter, cannabis, and turn it into oils. And those oils go into a range of products, medicinal products, recreational products, but the products that are coming out of the oil that we produce are doing just amazing things. As you mentioned with respect to your mother-in-law, very, very similar products that are being developed that are doing tremendous things in terms of pain mitigation in particular that are coming out of the oils and the distillates that we're producing, John. So really, really excited about what we're doing and where we're headed.
Your outdoor cultivation in a beautiful setting in British Columbia, and you've added a lot of acreage. What is the growth plan that you're looking forward to, Joel? Acreage. Can you speculate into 22 and 23? The economy is growing very swiftly. We both know that.
Right, absolutely. Well, in terms of Christina Lake, we're doing this on a massive scale. And what I suggested last time to your audience is that they go to our website, which is www.christinalakecannabis.com, and take a look at the videos and the photographs from our site. You can actually see this year's crop, which is in the ground right now and growing, and it'll give you an idea what the magnitude and the size, what the scale is of what we're doing, which is just tremendous. I mean, we grew last year on 16 or 17 acres. This year we're up over 20 acres that we're growing on, so we've increased our footprint by 15 or 20%. But we're also doing some really exciting things with some of the plants that we're growing. So we're growing some of the same strains that we grew last year that were really, really effective for us, that had high THC content. But what I'm really excited about this year is we're also growing some really, really promising high THC experimental strains that were developed through our own genetic R&D program over the past year. And what we've done is we've gone and we've crossed various different strains in order to make a super strain that is in the 25 to 30% THC level, but has never been grown on scale, meaning outdoors on this kind of scale. So getting back to your question in terms of what we can do for expansion, number one, we've expanded our footprint. We're growing more plants. We're growing about 20% more plants than what we did last year. But number two, we're also growing plants that have much higher THC expectations. So if you can think of this as last year having grown plants that on average had 16, 17% THC, and this year we're trying to develop plants that are in the mid-20s, which would give us a tremendous boost in terms of the number of THC molecules we have to turn into products and sell on the market. So that's our expansion plan for this year. And then you mentioned 23, 24. So 22, 23, 24. What we're going to do there is that we have additional land in the adjoining our current operation where we're going to expand to. We have almost 120 acres that's available to us that we can expand into over the next number of years. And as the market develops, as demand develops, we'll put more plants in the ground. We'll continue to grow the scale and lower the cost. Right now, we're probably the lowest cost producer in Canada. Given the scale that we're producing on, we're considerably lower cost than the traditional growers who grow indoors or in greenhouses. So it gives us a tremendous advantage. Not only do we have really high quality product and consistent product, but we also have amongst the cheapest product in Canada. So it gives us a tremendous competitive advantage.
A detail, Joel, that I do not recall discussing the last time is that you do on-site extraction and processing. What advantage does that give you, and is that operation growing?
Absolutely. That operation grows as our plant mass grows, as the production grows from our field. We also have the capacity to grow our extraction or processing. So as I said, it's very similar to how you turn plant matter into alcohol. It's the same process or very similar process that we go through. And what we're doing, as I mentioned, is that we're sun-grown, so we're natural. We're not working with pesticides or insecticides, so it's extremely natural product in comparison to a lot of the other product that's on the market here in Canada and down in your country. So that's something that we're very proud of. But we also use what's called CO2 extraction. And the advantage of CO2 over the other formats of extraction, the other formats of extraction are typically fuel-based, things like ethanol extraction and so on. We use CO2, which is very, very clean. We don't disrupt the natural integrity of the plant matter as it turns from physical plant matter into oils and distillates and isolates, the various different ingredients that go into developing the product. So what that allows us to do is to have a very, very natural product. And what we've also been able to do is we've also been able to work with some very, very leading edge technology. So we're working with a company actually locally based here in Canada, not far from where our facility is, that makes some of the best machinery for processing cannabis and sells it worldwide. The company's named Vitalis. And Vitalis came out recently with they call it co-solvent extraction system. And what that allows us to do is to really accelerate our production. So we're producing now at about a quarter of the time, 4 times the speed that we were producing when you and I last spoke. So it's really accelerated our process. It allows us to run a lot more cannabis and hemp through our production facility and come out with more THC and more CBD that we can put on the market. So what we're really doing is working with some really interesting leading-edge technology.
Joel Demarsk is the CEO and director of Christina Lake Cannabis. It is traded in the United States as CLCFF. It is traded in Canada as CLC. The story is the website. You go to ChristinaLakeCannabis.com, the photographs, and there's an opportunity to correspond with Christina Lake on the website. You'll understand why it's growing, and the fact is that this business into this century will dominate pain relief and anxiety relief for those of us lucky enough to get into our second century. This is John Batchelor.
Introducing Peacock, the new free streaming service from NBC Universal. It's hit movies, current shows, live sports, trending bits, and timeless hits. And that's why you can't not watch. Peacock. Watch for free, upgrade for more. Stream now at peacocktv.com. Law & Order SVU streaming now. Streaming only on Peacock.
John Wayne Gacy killed 32.
Straight from the killer's mouth.
They want you to believe that I alone committed these murders.
The new gripping 6-part documentary series, John Wayne Gacy, Devil in Disguise. All episodes streaming now, only on Peacock.